Hi, my name is Matthew Pejkovic of Matt's Movie Reviews, and this is 40 Films in 40 Days, where I will review 40 Christian films of varied make and genre during this Lenten season of 2020. On day 3 of 40 Films in 40 Days, I will review the stirring biblical epic Paul, Apostle of Christ, directed by Andrew Hyatt. These are dire times for many Christians. Just look at the Middle East, China, North Korea, India, and other territories around the world, and you will find persecution of Christian minorities at disturbingly high levels. In some ways, it is part and parcel with the Christian faith that to be a believer, you will face persecution, just like Jesus Christ did. And it is an environment in which Paul, Apostle of Christ, is set. It is Rome 67 AD, and the Great Fire has destroyed half the city. Emperor Nero, the tyrannical ruler responsible for the destruction, has shifted the blame to Rome's Christians. The violence upon them is swift and unrelenting. Walking into this lion's den is Luke, played by Jim Caviezel. He's a physician who has planned to visit his old friend and spiritual guide Paul, James Faulkner, the leader of Rome's Christians, who awaits execution. With Luke by his side, Paul tells his story that begins with him being a persecutor of Christians to a convert to the faith that he once despised. It is this story that will lead Luke to write the Acts of the Apostles and firmly set the early history of the church that will spread throughout the world. Now, biblical films have a certain tone, a certain cadence that you really need to get used to while watching, and it doesn't take long for Paul, Apostle of Christ, to settle into that rhythm. Director Andrew Hyatt quickly establishes a brutal time and place for the early Christians that is shocking in its violence, as believers are set aflame to light the corridors of Rome while their screams fill the air with dread. It all makes its story of forgiveness and faith that much more powerful, especially during these times where forgiveness and understanding has succumbed to bigotry, confrontation, and suppression of belief. Jim Caviezel, who will forever be known for his performance as Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ, brings a soul-filled, commanding presence in his turn as Luke. Excellent too is James Faulkner in the title role. Faulkner's strong and dignified poise establishes Paul as a character, has seen both the depths of the dark and the grace of the light, choosing the latter while confronting the demons of the former. A powerful and relevant biblical tale for our modern times, Paul, Apostle of Christ is an immensely made and portrayed story of forgiveness and faith during a time of fear and persecution.